Hey everybody, welcome back to Bobo Foot Gaming, and here we're going to do another video on the Master Series. This time we're going to be covering Conquest 10 to 12, Sector 1. So the normal feats for Sector 1 are to defeat 50 enemies with clone troopers, win 14 battles with no support units, gain frenzy 20 times, and inflict evasion down 40 times. Our mini-boss is going to be Padme Amidala, and we're going to need to beat her with a team that includes Zam Wessel, and that Zam survives, and we're going to need to beat her with a team that includes no bounty hunters. Our main boss for the sector will be General Kenobi, and we're going to need to beat him with a team that only includes separatist units, and to beat him with a team that has no Jedi, no Sith, and no unaligned Force users. So as we're progressing through Sector 1 on our way to the mini-boss and the main boss, we're going to be working on some of the feats. So the first feat I want to look at here is how to defeat 50 enemies with clone troopers, and potentially compositions we can use to also work on the inflict evasion down 40 times feat. So the obvious first team would be Bad Batch. Just Hunter, Wrecker, Echo and Tech as the core 4-man package that's super powerful. You have a very fast character in Echo. You have a lot of turn meter manipulation, whether it's removing turn meter, giving yourselves turn meter, swapping turn meter, etc. You have a lot of control between Echo's daze, Tech's stun, Wrecker's stun, so it's a really powerful team. And then you have the option to bolt in Rex for a turn meter influx, also another clone trooper, Omega, as she is by default the 5th unit for the team, gives the pre-taunt to Wrecker when she's there, or 3PO and Chewie, just because when 3PO and Chewie takes a turn or two, you're going to get a basic. The basic's going to do the evasion down, so you're going to get a little double dip. He would need to use about 3 to 4 basics for every fight to parallel with the 10 fights you need to do with the Bad Batch team to get the 50 kills. We have the same sort of situation on the next team here, which is Rex with the 501st clones of Arc, Fives and Echo. Not as powerful a team, and the leadership does require you to take damage, which can be problematic, especially in a early first sector of Conquest before you've got some data discs online to help you out. But still, if you don't have Bad Batch, this is a pretty good team that a lot of you out there are going to have. Again, you've got two options for a 5th really, between Cody to help pump up some damage with his mass attack, also he has a stun which helps, or trying to double dip with your 3PO and Chewie to help with that evasion down. He's certainly going to get, in my opinion, more evasion downs per fight in this team than in the Bad Batch team. And our last option is to do a JML cheese team. So we use Jedi Master Luke lead with Hermit Yoda and Watt as your sort of core support package. Watt to give Jedi Master Luke the taunt, Hoda for the healing, and to give more stats to Luke, and a bit more turn meter, so that helps. Then you're going to either plug in the damage dealing 501st clones of Arc Trooper plus Echo. You have Arc Trooper's turret to Echo, which increases Echo's damage. You have Echo to assist when Arc Trooper uses a basic. It's a nice little package there. Or you can go with Rex plus C3PO and Chewie, because Rex all the damage in the world. You've just got to keep this team going until he gets his third skill, the Rexolate. And you can always pump a bit of damage into 3PO and Chewie and really hammer that evasion down. Also, this team, very powerful. That core package of 3 we have in JML, Hermit Yoda and Wat Tampor, super powerful, should easily be able to carry you through the sectors, well, this sector, before you have a strong disc strategy online. So the next feats we need to look at is how we're going to gain Frenzy 20 times and how we're going to win 14 battles with no support units. So this is really a two-pronged affair here, because you're unlikely to do all 14 battles with bounty hunters alone, mainly because not super powerful, gonna have stamina issues, and not going to have a solid data disc strategy, but we can still work through the sector somewhat. So if we use a Bosk or a Django lead here, it really depends which you fancy. It also depends which sort of teams you're fighting against as to which is better. I prefer Django lead myself because you can get that contract going super fast. But basically, we're looking to try and get 2 to 3 Bosk taunts per fight, because that's your frenzy. So you should be able to do 2 or 3 frenzies per fight, which means you should be able to complete the frenzy feat itself in 7 to 10 fights. We always want to have Django and Bobo in the same team, because we want to progress the global feat of wins with Django and Bobo, and also kills with Django and Bobo. We also want to have Fennec in this team as well, especially in this early sector. Maybe not before we have discs online, maybe only cherry picking some easier fights, but if we have Fennec and we compare her with Bobo in some of these earlier sectors, we can try and progress that 20 wins with Bobo and Fennec in the same team global feat. So that would be good for us here. And then our options for a 5th is really your best geared character, whether that's the Mandalorian, Dengar or Zam. I personally like Zam, so you can do the Django lead and cascade Zam into Bosk, into Django, into Bosk, into Bobo, and really hit that contract going off super fast. So after that, once we've done as much as we can with the bounty hunters, if we haven't knocked off the evasion feat, we can then look at this CLS team. So we have CLS, Chewbacca, 3PO and Chewie and Han Solo. That core package of 4, very powerful, lot of control, lot of turn meter, and obviously it's your evasion down every time one of the rebels takes a turn. The reason we've put Boba Fett in here as the 5th unit is because then we get to double dip while we're working on an easier feat with a team that really doesn't need a 5th. We get to work on the global feat of 20 wins with a team containing both Boba Fett and Han Solo. So I think that's quite a nice, efficient way of double dipping. So for the mini boss of Padme Amidala, now there is a bit of an asterisk here, because we don't actually know the Padme composition, and generally bounty hunters aren't great versus a Padme composition if you're looking TWGA. Not awful, but not fantastic. So there is a bit of a caveat to this. But I would just be looking at doing the same team we looked at earlier, but obviously we have to use Zam Wessel this time. So we're going to do a bounty hunter team with Zam Wessel. That means we're working on a no support sector feat, And we're working on the 40 wins with Bounty Hunter global feat. We're also working on the 100 kills with Bobo and Django global feat. So this really dips a lot into a lot of feats. If once Conquest opens and this isn't really a node you can beat with Bounty Hunters, then just make it easy for yourself. Go into the Jedi Master Luke, Hermit Yoda, Wat Tambor cheese team and slot yourself in Zam Wessel and then any other powerful tune you like. Cat, Gas, Cam, JKL, Grandmaster Yoda, whatever. But that team will carry you and carry you to the win with Zam Wessel, I would imagine. Another option, if you want to try and cheese it, is to just do Jedi Knight Luke lead with Jedi Master Luke, Hoda, Grandmaster Yoda, and then Zam, and just have the Jedi Master Luke use the JKL leadership ability to reset the Padme team speed into nothingness, and essentially go infinite with Grandmaster Yoda taking all of the turns and just burn them down that way. Kill them before they take a turn and then they can't kill your Zam. So then winning the battle with no bounty hunters, you can use any powerful team you want here, but if you're trying to be super efficient and you want to hit the other feats while completing this feat, basically the three teams we already looked at. So Bad Batch, Rex lead, or JML lead with some of the clones. The CLS team from the Evasion Down team also would work here if you want to give it a go. Obviously you would have to drop Boba Fett then and replace him with probably Cat, and that would be super easy. But these would be the teams I would be looking at for if I was trying to be optimally efficient. So our boss for Sector 1 is General Kenobi, and for him we have 2 feats, but we're only going to need 1 team to clear both, so that's fantastic. The team we're going to use is General Grievous with B1 Battle Droid, B2 Super Battle Droid, and Magna Guard. And we're then either going to use, based on where your stamina is really, Django or Droideka. I would lean towards Django. Starts with damage immunity, he's a heavy hitter, he dips into your Django global feat kills. But Droideka is equally fine. You may wonder why we aren't using Wat Tambor or Newt or Dooku here. Obviously Dooku is a Sith, can't use him if we want to complete the second feat. Newt and Wat are both support units, so we then don't count towards our 14 wins with support, so we lose a pip on efficiency. If your Django is mullered on stamina, if your Droideka is undergeared, you could just bolt in Newt or Wat here and just say I have to do 1 extra battle. That'll be fine. But this is the optimal team to use. So if we have a look at the breakdown for Sector 1, these look a lot different to how the Conquest 7 through 9 breakdowns looked. Mainly because you now have 22 nodes per sector. That's 20 normal nodes, a mini boss node, and a boss node. So we should be looking to completely defeat 50 enemies with clone troopers in 10 battles. Obviously, we have to spend 14 battles to complete the 14 battles with no supports. But we should be able to complete all of the other feats. So gaining frenzy 20 times, inflicting evasion down 40 times, wins with no bounty hunters, win with Zam surviving, and the only separatists or no Jedis inside all of the other feats. You could, if you get lucky, by finding a Imperial Trooper team, a Night Sister team, or a Bounty Hunter team that has both Django and Boba in it, you can knock down the defeat 50 enemies with clone troopers potentially to 9 fights. If you can get that down to 9 fights, that is 100% optimal, as you then knock your total fights down to 23, which is the absolute minimum you can complete the sector with. So, but I think realistically you're going to look at 24 fights. If you get good discs, if you're 3-starring everything, if you're managing your stamina well, 24 fights and this sector's done. So thank you very much for tuning in to check out this video. I hope this is going to help you with Sector 1 and the teams you can use, the optimal ways of progressing. As always, like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video or you found it helpful. Also comment if you would like to see other things in the video or other content from me. Please share this around on your arenas, in your guilds, etc. And feel free to join my Discord server, which will be linked in the description. There we'll be talking more about Conquest, and you'll find the raw slides that are included in this video. Hope to see you next time. I'll be making a Sector 2 video later today. See you soon.